China's XPENG EV has technology so advanced, it's making even Elon Musk take notice. While Tesla dominates the headlines, XPENG has been quietly developing innovations that sound like pure science fiction. We're talking cars that see without maps, vehicles that literally fly through the sky, and AI systems that think like a human brain. This isn't some distant future concept. This technology exists right now, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about electric vehicles. Let's start with the tech that's rewriting the rules of autonomous driving. XNGP Autonomous System that sees everything. You think Tesla's full self-driving is impressive? XPENG's XNGP system is operating on a completely different level. Here's what makes it revolutionary. Most autonomous systems rely on pre-mapped roads to navigate. They need high-definition maps that cost millions to create and update. XPENG threw that entire approach in the trash. Their system uses something called end-to-end neural networks. Think of it like this. A human driver doesn't need a pre-programmed map of every street to drive safely. Your brain processes what you see in real time and makes decisions. That's exactly what XNGP does. It sees the world, understands it, and reacts instantly. But here's where it gets insane. The hardware powering this system is absolute overkill in the best way possible. 2 NVIDIA Orin-X chips pumping out 508 TOPS of computing power. That's more processing muscle than most supercomputers had a decade ago. Dual LiDAR sensors, constantly scanning the environment in 3 dimensions. 8 high-resolution cameras, capturing every detail at 8 megapixels each. We're talking about a sensor suite that can detect a pothole at night from 100 meters away. The real magic happens when all this data fuses together. The system doesn't just see a pedestrian. It predicts where that pedestrian is going to move in the next 3 seconds. It doesn't just detect a car changing lanes. It understands the driver's intention before they complete the maneuver. Over 1 billion kilometers of real-world driving data trained this neural network. Every weird traffic scenario, every unpredictable human driver, every construction zone nightmare has been fed into this system. And the results? XPENG's City Navigation Guided Pilot handles situations that would make other autonomous systems completely freeze. Unmarked intersections in the middle of nowhere? No problem. Construction zones with cones scattered everywhere? Navigates through perfectly. Dense urban traffic where motorcycles are weaving between cars? Handles it like a seasoned taxi driver. Here's the tension builder. While other companies are still figuring out highway driving, XPENG owners are literally sleeping while their cars navigate complex city streets. You can tell your car, "Take me home," and it will handle roundabouts, traffic lights, lane changes in heavy traffic, and even parallel park itself when it arrives. The system works in conditions where GPS signals are weak, where lane markings have faded away, where road construction has changed everything since the last map update. But autonomous driving is just the beginning of XPENG's technological assault on the impossible. The X2. When your car literally takes flight. Forget self-driving for a moment. XPENG built a vehicle that flies. Not a concept, not a render. An actual flying machine that's completing real flights right now. The X2 is their 5th-generation electric flying vehicle. And when you see the specs, you'll understand why this is absolutely mind-blowing. 8 independent electric propellers arranged for vertical takeoff and landing. No runway needed, no complicated taxi procedures. You get in, lift straight up, and fly. Here's what blows people's minds. This thing cruises at 130 kilometers per hour through the air. It can stay airborne for 35 minutes on a single charge. That's enough to skip over traffic-choked cities and land on the other side. We're talking about real urban air mobility happening today, not in some distant future. But the engineering behind this is where XPENG's genius really shines. Those 8 propellers aren't just for show. They're a safety system. If 4 propellers completely fail, the X2 can still land safely. Think about that level of redundancy. Dual battery systems, backup flight computers, automatic emergency landing protocols. XPENG designed this machine knowing that flying cars have 0 margin for error. The safety tech gets even crazier. Real-time health monitoring of every single system during flight. If something starts going wrong, the AI knows before the pilot does. Obstacle detection and avoidance while you're in the air. A ballistic parachute system that can deploy and bring the entire vehicle down safely if everything else fails. This isn't some daredevil hobby project. This is aerospace-grade engineering. And here's where it gets really interesting. The X2 doesn't just fly on autopilot routes. It has autonomous flight path planning that adjusts in real time. See a building in your way? The system reroutes instantly. Weather conditions changing? It adapts the flight plan. The obstacle avoidance works in 3 dimensions, constantly scanning above, below, and around the vehicle. XPENG has already demonstrated this technology in public flights across Dubai, Shenzhen, and even at the Beijing Winter Olympics. Real flights, real altitudes, real people watching a devil-eyed Beijing car-sized vehicle lift off and soar through the sky. The future of transportation isn't stuck in traffic. It's flying 1,000 meters above it. But when you land that flying car, you're going to step into an interior that's just as revolutionary as the propellers lifting you into the sky. XSmart Osti AI that knows you better than you know yourself. The moment you sit inside an XPENG, you realize something's different. This isn't just a car with a screen. This is a thinking machine. Meet Xiao P. That's XPENG's voice AI, and it's not like any voice assistant you've used before. You're not barking rigid commands at it. You're having an actual conversation. Ask it a question, then ask a follow-up without repeating context, and it understands perfectly. Say, "I'm cold," and it adjusts the temperature. Say, "Actually, that's too much," and it knows exactly what you mean. This is natural language processing that feels genuinely natural. But here's where things get eerie in the best way possible. XPENG's smart recommendation system is constantly learning from everything you do. It notices you grab coffee every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Next Tuesday at 7:55, it suggests routing you to your favorite cafe. It sees you always crank up the seat heaters when it drops below 15 degrees. Now it does it automatically before you even ask. The system learns your patterns without you teaching it anything. Then there's the part that sounds like absolute science fiction. The AR head-up display doesn't just project information onto a small section of windshield. It turns your entire windshield into an augmented reality screen. Navigation arrows appear directly on the road in front of you, precisely in your lane. The car detects a pedestrian about to cross. A warning highlights that exact person through the windshield. Speed limit changes. The new limit appears right where the road sign is in real space. Watch this technology in action, and your brain struggles to separate the digital overlays from reality. Lane departure warnings show up as glowing boundaries around your actual lane. The car ahead braking hard? A red alert appears directly on that vehicle through the glass. Distance markers to your next turn countdown in real time, positioned exactly where you need to look. It's like having X-ray vision for driving. But XPENG took it even further. Facial recognition cameras identify you the moment you sit down. Your seat position, mirror angles, climate preferences, favorite music playlist, all load instantly. Different driver? The car knows and switches profiles automatically. The system even tracks your eye movements. Staring at your phone too long? It alerts you. Eyes getting heavy? Fatigue detection kicks in and suggests a break before you even realize you're tired. The cabin itself is essentially a supercomputer on wheels. Qualcomm Snapdragon automotive processors running the show. 5G connectivity pulling data from the cloud. Over-the-air updates rolling out new features while you sleep. So you wake up to a better car than you had yesterday. XPENG treats the software like a living thing that evolves, not a static product frozen at purchase. And every bit of this intelligence runs on power systems that are rewriting the physics of what's possible with batteries. 800 volts, architecture charging so fast, it breaks your brain. Here's where XPENG absolutely destroys the competition. While everyone else is stuck with 400-volt systems, XPENG went straight to 800 volts. And that difference? It changes everything. Think about charging your phone. Now imagine getting a week's worth of charge in 5 minutes. That's essentially what XPENG achieved with their battery technology. Their S4 superchargers pump out 480 kilowatts of power. To put that in perspective, that's enough electricity to power several houses simultaneously, all flowing into your car battery. The real-world numbers sound impossible. Plug in your XPENG, and in 5 minutes, you've added 200 kilometers of range. 5 minutes. That's barely enough time to use a restroom and grab a coffee. Need a serious charge? 10 to 80% battery in just 15 minutes. A full charge from empty takes under 30 minutes. We're talking about charging times that are faster than most people spend inside a gas station. But here's the problem every other EV manufacturer faces. Pumping that much power that fast creates insane amounts of heat. Heat destroys batteries. Heat slows charging. Heat is the enemy. XPENG solved it with liquid-cooled charging cables. The cables themselves have coolant flowing through them, keeping temperatures stable even during these absolutely brutal charging speeds. The 800-volt architecture does something else brilliant. Higher voltage means lower current for the same amount of power. Lower current means thinner cables. Thinner cables mean less weight. Less weight means better efficiency and longer range. It's engineering elegance that compounds benefits across the entire vehicle. Then there's the battery chemistry itself. XPENG took lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are normally the budget option with mediocre performance, and completely revolutionized them. They've achieved energy density that rivals premium batteries while keeping costs down. Better yet, these batteries handle cold weather without turning into frozen bricks. They last for more charge cycles than traditional lithium batteries. You can charge them more times before they degrade. But the real genius is in the battery management system. This isn't just monitoring charge levels. This is AI predicting battery health months in advance. The system tracks every individual cell in the pack, balancing them perfectly to maximize lifespan. Before you even plug in to charge, the BMS preconditions the battery to optimal temperature. Too cold outside? It warms the battery. Too hot? It cools it down. Every charge cycle is optimized by artificial intelligence to extend battery life while maximizing performance. The result? XPENG vehicles are hitting 702 kilometers of real-world range on a single charge. And when that charge runs low, you're back to full in less time than it takes to eat lunch. Meanwhile, regenerative braking is capturing energy every time you slow down, feeding it back into the battery. Even the climate control system uses a heat pump instead of resistive heating, slicing energy consumption dramatically. And this is the final piece of the puzzle that makes everything else possible.